So just opening up today's video drainage update. This is drainage video number 2. Just updating you on progress and starting to get the hang of this a little bit, so it's probably not quite as choppy, but still far from professional. But there you go, hopefully you enjoy the update, and if you can, like the video, share the video, and subscribe. See if we can get a bit of a following on YouTube. Plus we've got our Facebook, Twitter, Instagram and LinkedIn feeds, so you can follow us on all of those. Here comes the update. Hello, so today it's Tuesday 16th of March, and today is day 6 of our drainage project, and I'm out here with the camera just trying to give you a bit of an update. I'm just walking up the second, which is now, as you can see as I walk up there, all drained. All these laterals have gone in, so the main drain runs down the left hand side of the hole and all the way back down there towards the third. And what we've got here is lateral drains that run in to that main carrying drain, which hopefully you can see over there, and these lateral drains run across the hole, and there is one every 5 meters. And just to point out for anybody who starts counting these and pacing them out, occasionally we will change from the 5 meter rule if we want to hit a particular dip or hollow, but generally speaking these things are 5 meters apart. And you can see the second's now drained all the way up to the green up there, and the drainage starts about 20 yards short of this fairway. So this one is now complete. I say this one's complete. There's drainage has gone in, the pipe's in the ground and it's working. You know, there's water running off this land as we speak, but there's some remedial work that needs to be tackled, as we're operating in conditions that aren't ideal at times, as we try and get as much of this work done before we return to golf in a couple of weeks time. So there's a little bit of remedial work to do, but we've got what is best described as an army of volunteers that are helping out, and a big part of what the volunteers have been doing is coming along behind the trenching. We're getting the pipe in the ground and they're backfilling the soil into the top of these lines, adding some seed, and that'll start to grow almost immediately. The conditions are good for growth at the moment, and they're tidying up the fairway, picking up any loose bits of stone or clay that may have fallen as we do the work installing the drains. One of the things I should say, a couple of people pointed out from the first video, they had no idea how big a job it is. Just to get a scale of what we're undertaking here, it's absolutely huge. It's the biggest drainage project this golf club's ever embarked on. It's the biggest single install of drains I've ever seen at a golf club that is actually in use. Normally these things happen before new courses are opened. So it really is a huge project, and it's going to revolutionise the use of the course in winter. There's just no doubt about that. All these drains can't be a bad thing. You know, they've got to take water off the course, and next winter will look very different to the previous 2 or 3 where we've struggled to keep play going through the wetter months. I'm just here on the second, right at the second hole. Just give you a little bit of a view as to where I am. You can see there's some damage up there where the right hand side of this hole is so wet, has been for a long time. So all our drains now run into that area, and all that will be fixed and repaired. But another extra little bonus job, if you like, that we've managed. The contractor suggested that he could run into this area for us here, which is an old ditch line in the woods right on the right hand side. So what we've done, we've extended the lateral here, so rather than being 30 meters across that second fairway, this one's nearer 50 meters, and it's got into this area here, and there's standing water in that woodland there at the back end of last week, which is now all gone. It's great news. So I'm just down at the outlet now for the second fairway. So all the drainage we've put in feed into both these 2 pipes, and you can see there you've got a constant run of water I'll just pause for a second so you can see how much water is coming out of there. So this may not seem like a torrent of water, but what you've got to remember is that is now constant, and we've been removing that much water from the second fairway, underground on the second fairway, since it went in last week. So if you added up how much water, I could do a little test for you, but trust me, there's all this water that used to sit on that fairway and we relied on natural drainage is now coming through those pipes, and this is going to be such a great benefit to the hole, and we'll be adding more of these obviously elsewhere. Okay, so here we are. This is the second area we're tackling, which is the first. You see behind me the laterals are going in on this one. In front of me off camera, we're down by the green at the moment. There's a couple of areas we've missed on this hole just because it's too wet for now. We'll come back to those in a week or so, hopefully, when the conditions will be much better, I'm sure. And here you can see the this afternoon's bunch of volunteers who are filling in these lines with some soil, tidying up between the lines, picking up any sort of clay and stuff that's fallen on the ground as we've come through, adding the seed, and then firming up the lines. These will all be GUR under a local rule until they're all recovered. But, I'll just take the opportunity to thank all the volunteers again. It's really been quite overwhelming. We've had an army. Stuart Lee there. So here we go. So one of the things I noticed about the last video is that I didn't actually show you any of the hard work. It was all the machine stuff. So here's some volunteers. They're just filling in this line, which is pretty straightforward and involves just shoveling the soil off the back there. That's a 70-30 mixture. Filling the holes, firming them up. Give us all a wave, people. I say huge thanks to all the volunteers. Here we are, just raking in the seed and soil into this line. Give us a little wave then. I'll make you all famous. Thank you. On the right hand side of the first, as we come down, this will give you an idea of the soil that's coming out of the first fairway. There's nothing here from anywhere other than the first fairway so far. I'll just try and pan up a little bit. You'll get to see, hopefully, quite a pile, and we've still got a fair bit to do yet. So as I said, one of the things that the last video failed to show you is the hard graft that's going in. So we've got Adam, wave Adam, and Martin Connolly, Steve there, and they're cleaning up behind the line, so the trencher leaves a little bit of spoil, especially in poor conditions, so there's a job to do behind it. And then each end has to be tied in. Just a little dig out there. And it seems no video is quite complete without a wave from Dave. Give us a wave, Dave. And obviously we've got this drainage project going on, but also we've got a golf course to look after. So you can see behind me there, Steve is just cutting the surrounds. So as I said earlier, it's Tuesday so far this week. Semi-rough has been cut, the rough is being cut as we speak. Surrounds are being cut, so we've got two of our guys constantly running on the golf course now as well, just to make sure we can keep up and make sure it's as good as it can be, considering for when you guys come back. As we've said previously in a report, Ian Boothby had been with us for 18 years, has moved on recently, and after a interview process, really pleased to say that we've given the head greenkeeper role to James Russell, who you can see over my shoulder probably, hopefully working hard in his new role as head greenkeeper. So wish him well with that, and I'm sure he'll do well, do a good job for us the next year or so. And we are advertising at the moment now for a deputy head greenkeeper to try and get the team back up to its full complement of 7. And here he is. I've just announced to the membership, James, that you've taken over as head greenkeeper.
Yes.
Any opening words?
Well, thanks for catching me unawares.
I'm just about to do a little tot up of how much pipe we've got in the ground so far on day 6 of the project, and you can see the rolls there. We had 145 of those brought in, and I'll let you know in a second how many we've used so far. But just an update for today. James, tell me, how many rolls of this have we got in the ground today?
Currently 700 meters, so 7 rolls.
So 7 rolls, it's 2:30?
Yep, another 3 to go in.
2:30, so we may not get to the 1,000 target we've set ourselves, which is ridiculously ambitious today, but we're going to do it one day. We're going to put 1,000 meters of pipe in the ground. That's our little challenge to ourselves.
We will.
So by the end of today we will be averaging 550 rolls per day, sorry, 550 meters per day, and our target is 600 meters every day for the project. So despite a really poor attempt due to weather conditions on Thursday, Friday last week when we were below 400 meters a day, we're already starting to claw back that average. Fingers crossed by the end of this week we will be slightly ahead of target, which is what we're looking for. So great job being done by the lads, really hard work at the moment, and again, can't say enough about the army of volunteers we've got. So this is Paul, one of the Shelton team. Every run or so, because of the wet ground conditions, we're having to clean out, so he's just cleaning out the back of the trencher there. Are you going to give us a wave? So I asked Paul this question earlier and he gave me the answer, so I'm going to ask him again, and hopefully he'll give me a polite answer for the video. How do you find our ground conditions compared to your long, extensive experience in drainage?
It's wet. One of the worst I've been on.
There you go, that sums it up from a man who knows. Last little thing from me today is just to remind everybody we've got this 5-year membership. There's quite a few been taken up already, but there are still 1 or 2 spaces left. So what you need to do with that, you should have all received your renewal invoice by now. So if you want to take up the 5-year option, drop the office an email or myself, and we'll revise your invoice and get that back to you. As I say, there's only a few spaces left for that, so you need to act quickly on that one if you want to do that. Till next time, thank you.